Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and today I want to talk about quotes. You hear these quotes, all these real, inspiring quotes, and I like inspirational quotes. I always get a kick out of them. I have them hanging up in my office. I read them. I think it's important to have that kind of stuff in your life. However, I think some quotes get it wrong, and it's not because the quote is wrong or bad. The overall intent of the quote is good, but it's not always true, right? So one of the quotes that somebody, they spit it off because they read all this stuff and they're like, well, don't sweat the small stuff. And it was in reference to kind of, as I'm listening to this agent mention a couple things, and I'm like, you really should be concerned about that. You need to focus on this, this, this. Well, you know what they say, don't sweat the small stuff. It'll stress you out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Okay, so I don't know if you've heard the thing about avalanches. Avalanches are absolutely devastating. When an avalanche comes, it can kill people, it can crush entire towns. I mean, it is just devastating. I don't know if you know the science behind an avalanche, but it's pretty interesting. So, you have basically just tons of snow, tons and tons of snow that's sitting on top of this very thin or, relative ice sheet that's sitting there to where, if something disturbs it, messes it up, it slides down and just destroys everything in its path and in its wake. Avalanches are destructive. Let's talk about the ocean, all right? When you talk about a tsunami, when you talk about some of these things that could happen, literally just devastating. Let's talk about floods and rain. We just had the floods here. It comes down and it just destroys homes, destroys lives, kills people. Every one of those things are created from something that's so freaking small. A snowflake. A drop of water. But it's all those small things combined, right, over a certain amount of time, because it's not like any one of those things happen all at once, right? A giant mountain covered in frickin' just feet and feet deep of snow doesn't just happen. It takes time for all those little snowflakes to actually create an environment, to create that snowflake, have the snowflake fall, meet up with all of its brothers and sisters, and create this giant mound of destruction. Same as floods. A drop of rain. But if you add enough drops of rains together over an extended period of time, it's devastating. It floods, it kills, it destroys. Same as the ocean. So in my opinion, when we talk about our business, sweating the small stuff is important. Sitting down and looking at it. Now, okay, well, Chris, that's not what it means. That's what I said. If you look at the intent, don't sweat the small stuff, meaning if you're talking about, I'm just, I didn't say the right thing, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you don't sweat the small stuff, but actually positive actions consistently over an extended period of time, that's the small stuff. Actually doing, I got to make calls today. Oh, I missed calls today. Don't sweat the small stuff. No, sweat that. Stress out about that. You can't allow that to happen. Sitting down, writing 5 handwritten letters every day. Sweat that. Do it every day. Whatever it is. All of those small little things, those little actions, and that's all this is, little tiny actions every day over an extended period of time creates destruction, right? Or for us, it creates victory. So sweat the small stuff. That's what I want to get at today. That's all I got. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Real Estate Blitz. Look me up, KSA Kris, Kris with a K. Go check out my Instagram. Follow me on there. You can see my day-to-day life, all that jazz, right? And leave comments. Love comments. Always reply to comments. Appreciate y'all. See you tomorrow.